Dale, Memo.
Pero es que tengo que entrar.
All right. Hey, Julius, how are you doing? Let's wait a few seconds for people to get into the stream and then we'll get started. Meanwhile, I'm setting up some things here. Let's see. Okie doke. Just a few more things. Hey, Cristian, ¿qué más? Okay, just looking at a few things here before we start. Okay, so I got a few submissions for replay reviews, but let's give them some time to get into the live stream. So I think I have. Let's play one game, and after that one game, we will start with the replay reviews. So let's see. Matchmaking disabled. What's wrong here? It's a bug. Esperando enseñanzas del top 1 y 2. ¿Ya llenaste el formulario? Para ver si apareces también en las reviews. Okay, I'll restart the game to see if it fixes that. So let me just try that. Hey Novel, how are you doing? Okay, so just a reminder for the people that are just getting in the stream, there's a form in the description of the YouTube stream and in the cloud error. There's something happening with my AOE4. Interesting. And in the bottom side of the Twitch panels. So if you fill that form, you can get into consideration for the replay reviews. So make sure you fill that if you want to participate. And we will start in a few minutes. Love your work for the community, so you will become the new Beastie. I'm a very far. It's a very long way for that, but I appreciate that, man. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing my best. I've been enjoying a lot doing these videos and helping people. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. Your stuff is top tier. Keep grinding and helpful. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll keep going. I don't plan to stop anytime soon. So. Okay, so let's start with the stream. So I think we already have enough responses on the forum. To start, so this is what we are going to do. What do you think about the new civs? Well, actually, I'm going to upload a video tomorrow talking about it, so stay tuned for that. But in general, I think they are awesome. I'm going to spam the Delhi variant for sure, 100%. I mean, we don't have that much information about the civs yet, but from what I've gathered, the Delhi is the one that I think I'm going to enjoy the most. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but we're going to have, instead of horsemen, we're going to have fast elephants that have the trample ability, so that's going to be pretty interesting to use in Feudal Age. Okay, let's start. So this is what we're going to do. We have 6 people. So I'm going to select a number between 2 and 7 randomly from this application here. And whichever number that shows up here, that is the replay that I'm going to choose. So we have, I think that it's 6 people. So, okay, let's start. We got number 4. So number 4 is Sitzkrieg. So let's see if I can find him on in here. I am not sure which one it is. Probably the one with the highest level, right? So I don't know if he's on the chat, but we'll review the replay anyways. So he says 20th of August, so that's today, Rocky River, Japan Mirror. So I assume it is this one. Oh, Julius, that's you. Okay, perfect. So it's a Japan Mirror, and you're saying what should I do? What should I do against 2TC? Okay, let's watch. Okay, so Japan is actually a pretty interesting civilization to go for 2TC, and especially in this map, because this map is really closed. So Rocky River, you always spawn with 2 woodlines on the sides of your base. So if you see his side of the map, he will also have 2 woodlines. So you have to take into account first that let's pause here for a second actually. That in Rocky River, you will most likely always face boom strategies. So even before entering the match, this is a mentality that you have to have in your mind. So why is it good for boomy civs? It's because you can always wall this with this wall from the edge of the map to the woodline, and the woodline to between this, and then this small wall here. That would cost absolutely nothing, and it's so close to your TC that walling off on this map is extremely easy. You can also do it on your side, and it always spawns like this. So boom strategies are extremely prevalent here. So I would advise you to always, when you get into Rocky River, you go into that mentality. That is, if you see a civilization that is prone to go for 2TC, that you have to do something about it. So for example, Abbasid goes for 2TC here. Japan is not as common, so maybe in this matchup is a little bit tougher to know. But it's still possible. So let's see. So you went 7 on food, and I assume 3. So, and you went for the Japanese wheelbarrow, and the into bear is extremely good. So that's a very good opener. I think in my video I start something similar to that. So let's go over the Dark Age. This is a good scouting pattern, but I see that you only got 3 sheep, which is pretty bad. Let's see what happened here. Did he... Okay, the reason you didn't get enough sheep is because you were pretty much running behind the enemy scout. So when you went this way, his scout had already come by that way. So all of the scouting that you did here is actually wasted. In this map, I advise you to always go straight for the middle at the beginning. So if you went straight for the middle, you can know whether the scout is passing by or not. So that is also something that you can take into account. So let's see. You go for Cure Storehouse. That is a good position because you don't have to waste 50 wood on the mill, on the lumber camp, and you're aging up with 3, which is fine. He's aging up with 4. That is also fine. And he doesn't seem to be mining any stone yet. So let's actually put a caster mod for a second, because there's something I want to see. Okay, I don't use this mode much, but let's see. So something that I always look for in low elo is that people sometimes skip villager production. You're actually doing better than your opponent is, because you have 1 more villager than him. That means that he is not producing villagers as often as you. So now he goes for stone. You're 4 on gold, so it looks like you have a lot of gold. So by the looks of it, it seems as you are going for a fast castle build, and he indeed is going for 2TC. So let's see where your scout is. Okay, so something... How do I pause in this mode? Is the game more zoomed in? I don't think so. Maybe it's because I have it on what's it called? I don't remember what the panoramic mode. I'm not sure if that makes it look a little bit more zoomed, but that's just the way I have the game. But yeah, what I was gonna say is by this time it's 5:40 minutes. You should have your scout on the other side of the map by this time. The upper part is not there. Do you mean because I went onto this mode, or? Oh, I think I know what you mean. Wait, 1 second. Just 1 second. There we go. Is that much better? It was an OBS issue, but I think that should fix it. Okay, let's keep going. So it's 5:40 minutes. By around 5 minutes or 5:30 minutes, you should have your scout on the other side of the map, not on your side of the map, because you need to know by 5 minutes more or less. It's when people are starting to do their strategies. So by this time, if you had your scout here, for example, looking at what your opponent is doing, you would know immediately that he's going for a second TC, because Japanese needs stone, but not this much stone. So how do you know that he's going for a second TC? Is because he's mining up to 350 stone. So he will most likely stop mining stone by the time he has 850 left from the stone. So if you had your scout here, you can click on the gold on the stone vein and you can see how much stone he has mined. So this is the first suggestion that I give you. You're moving it now, but I think it's too late, because if you knew that he's going for a second TC, you would know what strategy you can do next. So right now it seems like you're going for a fast castle, which in this case is also good. I mean, the counter for 2TC is to do some kind of feudal aggression into maybe an all-in, and after you do damage, you can transition into Castle Age, and then you can finish the game with better units. But fast castling with Japanese is also good, because then you can fill his base with mounted samurai, which don't care about TC arrow fire once you get the Iron Underbrush. So this is good for you, and you have a pretty good timing. His timing on the second TC is actually pretty late. It's 7 minutes 30. This is extremely late, so you should be at an advantage at this time. You're going for a stable, which is also good. So let's keep going to see how do you handle this. You're aging up with 7. That is fine. I would advise you, for example, right now, you know that he's TC, because I believe you already saw it with your scout. I think you did. So right now you already know his second TC. So the next thing you have to do, you can do 2 things from here once you get to Castle Age. You can get every single relic on the map first, and if you get every single relic on the map, you will still be at an advantage, because every relic you put into a monastery, that is around I think 2 villagers and a half worth of resources being gathered just passively. And so let's say if by that time he already has a 10 villager lead on you, then the villager lead doesn't mean anything, because you already have relics too, and you can also get the sacred sites with your other monks. The second thing you need to do is to start massing knights, and start massing knights as much as you can, and just rally them onto the other side of the map, and you can start denying gold and other resources. But it's very important that you get Iron Undermesh, because then the TC Arrow Fire is not going to do anything for you. Right now it seems you're not getting it, simply because you don't have enough gold, I believe. So let's see what you do here. Mounted Samurai first, that's pretty good. You should as soon as possible get it over to the gold, which it seems you're doing. So right now you're miles ahead, I believe, even though he's second TC, because he just put it up like a minute ago, so he will not have the resources yet to age up in a long while. So let's see what he does. Where's your mounted samurai? Okay. You're getting relics as well? I don't know if you do it later, but something you can do whenever you have relics like this is place them on the ground. Yeah, just like that. And then keep going. Now, there's... your mounted samurai is delaying... It's taking a long time. I think you paused it here and you forgot to keep moving it. So let's see how you micro here. Okay, great. Let's see what keeps going. Okay. I think right now you're giving him way too much space. He has Feudal Age Spearmen, which a single knight can kill like 3 or 4 spearmen, because these are castle knights, these are not early knights. So these guys should be here all the time, and they wouldn't care about 2 spearmen, right? So, okay, let's see how you handle this. Okay, this is something, I think you're respecting the spearmen way too much, because these knights are castle knights. You can easily kill these spearmen with these 3 knights, and whenever you have a very low HP on your knights, you can send them back and heal them with the monks that you already have. So that's one suggestion I can give you. He's actually going for trade too. What the hell? Okay, so he's going extremely greedy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you're respecting them too much. These guys can completely destroy these spearmen. So something. Let me turn this volume down a little bit, because I cannot hear myself speaking. Okay. So a rule of thumb that you can use whenever you have knights versus spearmen is that if you have equal amount of knights versus equal amount of spearmen, you will always win, and that is with feudal age knights. So that with French knights and Rus knights, but you have castle age knights. Castle age knights completely destroy hardened spearmen. So you're giving him way too much respect. I think this is the first issue here. Now he's going into 5, 6, 7, 8 barracks to defend himself. I assume he's going to go just for spearmen from now on. And you still only have... Okay, you already have an archery range. This is a pretty good move. I was just going to say you can switch into archers once you see that he has that many spearmen. Okay. I think you haven't seen... Okay, you already see the traders. So another thing that you can do is that if you're unable to deny his gold, you can just go around his base looking for other resources. So I don't know if you go in here. Let's see if you do. But because he has trade, you can actually start killing his traders with your knights. Okay, let's see what you do here with the mounted samurai. But now he has way too many spearmen, so this amount of spearmen will wreck knights, because he already had too much. So by now you have a lot of archers, right? These archers should be heading here as soon as possible, but I think you're giving him way too much space. And these are castle archers as well. So what I see here, if you want to know how to deal with 2TC, you already had the answer. You went fast castle, you got all the relics, so there's only 1 relic left. I don't think you have a monastery here. Okay, you're already building it. And you got almost all the relics. There's only 2 left on the map. This one actually spawned like right beside his base. This is cheating here, but that's alright. So you already have the answer. You went fast castle, you start making castle knights, you switched into archers as well because he had a lot of spearmen, but you missed your opportunity. You gave him way too much respect. You have castle knights that completely wreck spearmen, and you gave him way too much time to go into castle age himself. So now he's castle age. He will now be able to upgrade his units, and you will not be able to deal any damage to him. So the best advice I can give you is to be more active with your scouts, because that way you know what's going on his side of the map, And don't be afraid of fighting with knights against feudal age spearmen. So that is something you have to keep on mind. Okay, you're already harassing the trade, which is good, but I don't think you see that he's actually trading to your trade post. Maybe you do. You actually didn't scout your trade post on the side. But yeah, you're giving him way too much space. These archers should be on the other side of the map ages ago, dealing damage. But you have them here, I'm not sure why. And the other thing that I'm seeing is, look at all the resources that you are banking. If we see the income per minute, he's actually, well, now he's ahead of you, but not by a large margin. You're actually ahead on wood, and he's ahead in food, but just by a little bit. I believe because he doesn't have, yeah, the only food he has is sheep, and he will have to start moving on to the other resources soon, or make farms, which will delay him as well. So you're not spending your resources as good as you could be. So yeah, these guys should be, both Sables should be constantly producing knights, and these guys should be constantly producing archers. Well, actually it seems like you're going into Imperial. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but I think Imperial is not the play here. Let's see what happens. You can actually go into Imperial here. Yeah, so you did go into Imperial with the Castle of the Crow. Okay. So two things. So going into Imperial first, I don't think it's the correct play because you're giving him way too more time to keep booming. And the second thing is, if you're going to Imperial and you want to break his base, you should go into the other landmark, because the other landmark gives you what's it called, free siege. So you can just get free siege and start killing all of his buildings that way. This is not a bad castle because you protect 1, 2, 3 and almost 4 golds and all of this backside, so that's not a bad castle. But still, I think you should have committed to Castle Age. Okay, let's see what you do with this. The bad thing about going Imperial so fast is that, your economy is 58 villagers. You don't have the economy to sustain Imperial Age upgrades. So I assume that you're going to you're not going to upgrade your units in a long time because you don't have the economy to do it. Not on purpose. I mean, if you have a lot of resources, it's better to just spam military buildings. So just build 2 more stables, 3 more archery ranges, and use all your resources on what's it called, on more units. So right now your army is pretty small. It's 30 military units against 50 of your opponent, and now you're just giving him way too much time. What are we watching? We are watching the replay of Seeds Creek. So Julius, that's on YouTube, on the YouTube chat. He wants to know how to deal with 2TC. So yeah. And now he's going into here. So this is what I talked about before. He doesn't have farms. He didn't have farms yet, and he already ran out of sheep. So this is something you have to keep in mind always. Like, people start running out of food under their TC like around 15 minutes or somewhere around mid Castle Age. And when that happens, you need to start looking for damage on the outside resources. So if we see your vision right now, your only vision is like around here. Well, you are with your monks that I believe you're going to get the thing. But you don't have any vision on the outer resources. So this army here, these knights, should be running around the map looking for damage. Because now look at all of the exposed villagers that he has. These are 21 villagers that are just exposed right there. There's 22 here, and his army is all the way here, and he only has infantry. He's adding on Amusha right now, but he's beside from that, his army is extremely immobile. So I advise you to, if you have knights, you have to be very active with them. Grab a scout, grab your knights, and start going around the map looking for damage. So yeah, right now I assume that what happens. Okay, you're adding a second TC right now. That's good, but I think in Imperial it's way too late. But right now, I assume that what happens is that he's just going to overrun your base with a large amount of units. Because right now, you have 42 military, and he has 76. Even if there are Castle Age units against the Imperial Age units, he's going to wreck your army, even if you have all the upgrades. So yeah, you have to be way more active with your units. So let's see what happens. Now he's going into this. Something else is that around gold, plat, and even low diamond, people always go on the other resources and they never put any kind of defenses, right? So towers or walls or anything. So again, if you have cavalry, you have to stay active with it and look for other resources. So yeah, now he feels like he's already maxed out. He's 200 pop, and you're less than 150. So this army will completely wreck yours. Let's see the battle. So, okay, the micro with your knights. Yeah. So what happened here is you need to kite much better than this. So these archers, they are really good. But they are good because they have really high movement speed. So you need to constantly kite with them. If you don't kite with them, they are really pretty shit because they have one less damage than normal. So while they are kiting, you also have to move your knights back, because right now your knights are really not for tanking. They are they should be like attacking, kiting alongside your archers, right? But the kiting here was not the best. So yeah, like I said, his army is just much bigger. Even if you have upgraded units, this fight right here should be GG. Okay, so he's also putting some samurais onto your economy. And yeah, from here on out, I think that's pretty much GG, because he already has an economy where he can endlessly replenish the units, and your economy is not there to do that. So yeah, by this time it's already over. Okay, so let's recap on what we learned from this replay. So first of all, you need to, I think it was Rocky River, right? You need to be more active with your scout. You need to see what's going on the other side of the map. Your opening was really good. You went straight into Castle Age, which is a very good response against 2 TCs as Japanese, because then your mounted samurai can just dive the base. But when you got to Castle Age and you got better units than your opponent, you respected him way too much. Remember that Castle Knights will completely destroy Spearmen. So if there's 2 Spearmen against 2 Castle Age Knights, so mounted samurai, you can completely just A-move them and they will completely destroy the Spearmen. And by that time you have to deny the gold, because that way he won't be able to get out of Feudal Age. And the second mistake is that, well, the other thing you did well is that you took every single relic on the map. The only thing that was missing there is taking the sacred sites. The sacred sites actually give way more gold than the relics. So you have to take those two as soon as possible. And as Japanese, it's even easier because you have 4 free monks, so you can just take them freely if you have map control. And the other mistake that you did is that you had a bunch of Yumi archers that were just sitting on your base doing nothing. And meanwhile, he had like a ball of spearmen that could have been getting picked off by your archers. So the second thing is be more active with your army. You had the right response. You had the right response against 2TC, but you just need to be a little bit more active with your army and always be mindful of your resources. If you have way too many resources, just drop 3 stables, drop 3 more archery ranges, and start pumping out more units. And yeah, going into Imperial, even if you have the resources, I understand it can be tempting because you already have the resources to go into Imperial. But if you don't have the economy, you had like 55 villagers when you went into Imperial, you will not have the economy to sustain the Imperial Age. So yeah, just drop a lot more military production buildings and pump more units, and you had that game. You had the right response. You just have to work on that micro and that decision making. But yeah, hope that helped. Let's see the next replay. So just a reminder, guys, if you want to participate on the replay reviews, you can fill the form on the description, and yeah, I'll take a look if you get the. Hey, hope you have a great day as well, man. Have a good one. Okay, let's see. Second replay. So let's pick another number from 2 to 7. Okay, number 2. That is how do you pronounce that? I'm not sure if you're in chat, but I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I assume it is this one. And he says, so yesterday HRE versus English on Gorge. I assume it is this one. Okay, 50 minutes. Holy shit. That is how English games go. It's pretty much 50 minutes of gameplay. Okay, so now we're looking at him. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm not sure if you're in chat, by the way, but if you're looking at the replay after the stream is done, then yeah, just know that I don't know how to pronounce your name. But yeah, you're HRE against an English player. So generally, HRE has an advantage in this matchup. Because English wants to go to TC, and when English goes to TC, HRE, OBS. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this matchup is pretty interesting because it is very HRE favored. So when English goes, well, he actually went for okay, that's very interesting. So he went for a Vanguard Man at Arms. I didn't see that. Okay, so how do you deal with this? Right now, it seems like you are going back with your villagers, but this is completely unnecessary. This is completely unnecessary. I think you did see that he was going for barracks. This is completely unnecessary because you are HRE. The Vanguard Man at Arms doesn't have the DPS needed to kill a villager while you have the prelate. You can always just heal your villagers with the prelate and you will be completely fine. So it seems like he already disrupted your build, but I think you overreacted because the prelate will always make sure that you will not have any issues against a single man at arms. It seems like he is not making more. But it was a good thing that you went on this scouting pattern, because against English is a very cheesy build, especially on low level. So this was good from good scouting from your part. Okay, so now the bad thing is because you have 11 here, you will soon start running out of space to get sheep. So if we see now, let's see. So right now they're all mining sheep, but soon I think they're going to be idle. Okay, you did move them to another sheep here, so that's good. Okay, so you got 10 sheep. Let's see how many did he get. It seems like he got it seems like you got a little bit more sheep than he did. But let's see how do you respond to this. I'll speed it up a little bit because it's a pretty long game, so let's go through this a little bit faster. Okay, so right now you're floating a ton of wood. I assume because you don't you're scared of the Vanguard Man at Arms, so there's nothing else you can be doing. So in these cases you could go for an archery range, and you did scout that he's going Council Hall. So this is a pretty interesting game because this is not what English does usually. The correct answer here is just yes, archery ranges. That is perfect. The reason archery ranges are good for everyone else is because HRE archers move way faster than longbows. So if longbows take a bad engagement and they are cocked in the middle of the map or something, they cannot run away from the HRE archers. They have 138 speed. Meanwhile, longbows have 112. So this is actually the correct response. This is very good from your part. Now you're going into an outpost. Let's see how you defend this. Okay, do you see this? Not yet. Okay, so now the English player is in trouble because you have way more archers than he does and he cannot run away. So this is amazing for you. He just lost 2 archers for free. You can actually keep going. You can chase these 2 guys and you will completely destroy those. So this is an amazing start for you. Meanwhile, the English player should be way behind in resources. So let's see the income per minute. Yeah, right now this is extremely bad for the English player. It's going to be very interesting to see how you lose from here. Right now you're already ahead. I would be putting 5 on gold here. You have way too much wood. Just put a lot more on gold and you can age up from here, because you already defended his attack and he's very behind. You're doing pretty good here, by just kiting him. This is what you should do with HRE archers. So you're already on an amazing position here. But it seems you're in the feudal age. So right now, all of these archers are dead. You can just click on them because you have 9 archers and he only has 4. But you're actually running back, which is the wrong decision. You should have run towards them so they cannot run away. But now they're way too close to the TC, right? So you can actually, I mean, you don't even have to go castle from here. You can just stay in feudal and send it because he's already extremely behind. You're wasting a few shots on the scout, which is a bad decision, but you still have way too many archers. All of these archers, if you chase them, they are pretty much dead, and you can deny his gold, so he doesn't have a way to get into Castle Age. So right now you're microing pretty good. He stays on Feudal Age, but here's the problem, that the longer you stay on Feudal Age against an English player, the worse it's going to be for you, because they have amazing farms. They don't have to go out on the map. Meanwhile, you have to go on the map. And it seems like okay, he has a lot more units than you because you're going up to Castle Age, which is fine, and you're kiting him pretty good. But I want to see something. Let's see how the villager count is doing. Okay, you have 1 more villager than him, 2 more villagers, so that means he's way too much focused on the micro and not enough on producing villagers from his TC. Okay, now here this is a mistake. You have a tower here. You don't have to engage here. All of these units that you're losing them for free. You can garrison these archers on this outpost here, so you can keep mining gold, and instead of garrisoning your villagers. But you actually lost like 5-6 villagers here for free. You don't have to fight. You just have to stay here and garrison these villagers. Something else you can do if you're getting attacked like this is you can go in stone and mine 50 stone so you can upgrade both towers. Well, 80 stone for arrow slits, and that way longbows will not be able to deny your gold, because arrow slits also increase the weapon range. But right now he's picking you apart with longbows. So you already have enough gold for you went up with the Burgrave, which I'm not sure it is the best choice. I think you did it because you felt you were that he was all in, and I believe he is investing a lot more. But the issue with Burgrave is that you don't have the food to sustain it yet. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, they are veteran already. Yeah, I think you should have had arrow slits in both towers before, because against longbows they can just ignore your towers and pick off your villagers like this. But the bad thing about doing men-at-arms against this is that they will get kited to death. Even if longbows are slower, men-at-arms will get kited, and if you have enough longbows you can actually one-shot Castle Age men-at-arms. So yeah, look at how quickly they are dying. Even though they're fighting against Feudal Age units, they are losing the fight because he already has a lot of longbows. So I think what I would have advised instead of going Burgrave is to go Regnitz Cathedral and get the safe relics. And if you manage to put 1 relic on one of these towers, maybe this one, then you're completely safe. He cannot do anything unless he has like 2 or 3 siege rams. I mean, and even if he has siege rams, you can just produce men-at-arms or horsemen from one of your production buildings, and and kill the siege. And you also have emergency repairs, so that there's that. But right now, it seems like you're defending to some, but you're actually losing a lot of expensive units because he already has a pretty big longbow mass. So yeah, the way to stop it is okay. You're getting the upgrades now, but these should have been up way earlier. And if you had Rhaenys Cathedral, you could have had a pretty big advantage by this point. I don't think you need men at arms in this case. So right now he's 4 villagers ahead, which I think it's still fine because he's English and you're HRE. Your economy is still much better. So if we see the resources, well, he's actually winning because he has farms. So this is the great thing about English, that farms just sustain your feudal economy forever. But right now you're untouchable here. You should be sending these men at arms around the map because he cannot do anything else here. You could, instead of doing this, you could have a few horsemen to protect here in case that he sends siege rams, and sending the men at arms to harass would buy you a lot of space. You could also send the men at arms to clear these units on the relics. But right now it's 15 minutes in and you don't have a monastery yet. That is a pretty big mistake, because if you had a relic here, then he cannot do anything. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, you do have a pretty big mass now. And it seems that you're sending men at arms now. But I mean, one man at arm against an English base is not going to do much. Now here's the issue, right? You went up with the white tower. Okay, interesting. Okay, so for now you defend it, but I think his economy is going to be much better than yours because you don't have the Rhaenys Cathedral. Now that he has white tower, there's nothing you can do. Let's see what happens here. Okay, this is not it. So it might, I think you maybe felt pressured to end the game because he is in Castle Age, same as you. But this is a white tower. Even if you have men at arms fully upgraded, which you do have +2 ranged. This is not going to do anything to him. You're pretty much losing 19, 22 men at arms for free here. So one advice I can give you against a white tower is that it might seem that attacking the white tower is the best choice because that's where his resources are, but you can always just go around. The opponent is doing a good job of just guiding you with longbows too. Okay, so now it seems like you're getting a few relics. I'm not sure from where. I'm sure I had heard one, but didn't see it. And now you're getting the relics onto the towers, which is fine. But now you have to move on to the another. Okay, here's the thing. So it seems like you don't have you have a few archery ranges, but you're not producing from them. I think a good composition here could be men at arms plus archers, mainly because your men at arms will your men at arms are better than his because you have maces, right? So you can deal extra damage to their men at arms, and your archers can deal with the crossbows and the longbows. You can even go Men-at-Arms Horsemen, and that would also be a pretty good composition. But not right now. You're only producing Men-at-Arms, which is fine, but you need to accompany them with something else. And you're giving him too much space. Right now your army is better than his, but you don't have horsemen. Okay, you're producing horsemen now from 3 stables, but they are just regular horsemen. You need to upgrade these fast, which you are. Yeah, this is the correct composition. But let's see what happens. Okay, you got 1 relic. He got 3. This is a problem. His economy is going to be much better than yours. So this is a pretty good engagement for you. Okay, let's look at this. So the horsemen, when they're trying to catch up to archers, you can click them on a point that is further away from them, so they have a chance to wrap around the archers. It seems like you are on an A move here, and right now the horsemen actually get stuck fighting the Men-at-Arms. So that micro is something that you have to practice when you're using horsemen, because now when they have this amount of archers and crossbows, they can just guide you indefinitely if you don't have horsemen. And now all of these Men-at-Arms are never going to be able to catch up to these archers. Yeah, he has 10 crossbows that are just destroying the Men-at-Arms. So it started pretty well for you, but now you lost a lot of gold units. Yeah, this is why, I mean, horsemen get stuck fighting the units in the front, and they do not fight the units that they actually counter. But now you actually dealt a lot of damage to his army, and now he's in trouble. But let's see what you do with this. He still has a barracks here. Okay, he's going for a Berkshire in the middle. I don't know if you see it. I don't think you do. This should be a game-ending move if you see it, because now you have a lot of... But here's what I mean. You keep attacking into his white tower and you keep losing units. This is something that you need to work on. But this is a great move. This horseman can actually kill the tower. So don't be afraid to just click on the towers, because these horsemen have 5 ranged armor, and when you have 8 or 10 of them, you can just pretty much click on an unupgraded tower and destroy it. But you find an even better position here, which is good. But now you don't have vision. You actually do have vision, but you don't have any units to kill this Berkshire. Okay, you're doing a lot of raid damage, that is good. But now he's Imperial. Let's see what he does with this. And you're way ahead on workers now. And if you see, your economy is extremely good. But you're having a little bit of trouble expending your resources. So same commentary than before. If you have a lot of resources, you need to pump you need to build a lot of military buildings and start pumping units. Right now you're way ahead from him. He doesn't have a second TC, so those 57 villagers are actually pretty shit. And he doesn't have the economy to make use of his imperial age. You should be making a lot more units now. and just keep raiding. Yeah, that's what you're doing right now. But it seems like you're going for Imperial, which is a good choice. But let's see how you deal with it. Now making a second CC. But you're bleeding units left and right, so it might seem like the raids are doing damage, but actually your units are starting to bleed a lot. Now, you are Imperial Age right now, you have a lot of gold, you can make use of it, so this is a good play, but you need to know that whenever you're facing a landmark, a keep landmark that is way away from the main army of your opponent, you can trev this pretty easily, and he can't do anything about it because his army consists only of a few men-at-arms and crossbowmen. And if you had all your units here protecting 3 or 4 trebuchets, you can kill this Berkshire pretty easily. Something else that you can do with the map control that you have is to take the 3 sacred sites immediately, and now he's pressured into attacking you. But because you don't have the sacred site pressure, he is able to go 3 TC behind it, and he will soon replenish all of the villagers that you kill with your raids. So you're burning this right now, which is fine. But taking all of that into account, I can already imagine that he is going to recuperate all of his economy, and he will later just push you with a bigger army and win the game due to having the Berkshire here in the middle. But you should right now be taking advantage of his low economy. He has lower economy than you, and you went up with the Suabia, which is amazing, because now you will have 120 villagers way faster than him, even if he's 3 TC. And you should be hitting this thing with trebuchets or cannons. I think actually trebuchets, because cannons have less range than the Berkshire, so if you have only 1 or 2 cannons hitting the Berkshire will actually kill those cannons. So let's see what happens. You have a few units. You're still raiding, which is good. You're looking for the gold mines, which is amazing. But I feel like you're bleeding units way too much, and right now you have an amazing advantage, but you're letting this be. You're letting this be, and this is a mistake. You should be... Okay, you're building a trebuchet right now, but I think it could have been up way sooner. Yeah, these raids are doing absolutely nothing. You're just bleeding units at this point. You should be having those horsemen on the golds instead of just suiciding them into the middle of the map. Okay, you're building spring golds, which I'm not sure are the best choice. You should be building mangonels instead, because he has a lot of longbows and a lot of crossbowmen. And you did see that he has a lot of longbows and crossbowmen and hand cannoneers now with your raids. So springles are good against men-at-arms, but you already have better men-at-arms than he does. Wow, this is amazing. Look at the Berkshire range. So this is a mistake from your part. Trebuchets actually do have more range from... Okay, let's actually pause here. Trebuchets do have more range than the Berkshire, but it might be because maybe you didn't have vision that they went over the range. But they should be back here firing at the Berkshire. And now let's look at this fight. Both units are elite. Where are your units? Your units are still raiding, but this is not the play. He has 3 TCs, so these raids are doing nothing. You have units here doing nothing, and units here doing nothing. These guys should be garrisoned on the keep instead of building towers. But now he can just go into the middle because he has the Berkshire to do so. You gave him way too much space. see what happens. But I mean, you're still in a great position. You're almost doubling his villager count. But I feel like your army composition or army micro is not the best. And this is why you're losing these fights. You're still raiding, which is fine. And you finally find his gold, which is amazing. And now you're putting keeps into the sacred sites. But this is what I mean. Like, imagine if this sacred site was already taken 10 minutes ago, which you could have taken it 10 minutes ago because you had the whole map control. You would have pretty much already won the game. So let's see. Oh, he has 60 villagers, so your raids are doing work. But now the issue is his army and the Berkshire in the middle. Let's see your army composition. So 18 horsemen, elite men at arms. Do you have an university? Yeah, you do, because they have extra health. But your men at arms do not have the extra health. So your university, which should be somewhere here. Okay, you're researching elite army tactics, which is fine. And you're still doing raids, which is amazing. It's pretty good. But now the issue is his army. Let's see how you handle this. This is a bad play. The reason it is a bad play is because you are in no rush to kill this army. And you're fighting under a Berkshire palace. And right now your horsemen are fighting his men at arms. If you have horsemen, you could potentially go around this wall and kill all his ranged units. But actually your horsemen are all the way back here. These guys should not be raiding at this point if you're going to take the battle. These guys should be here destroying his bombards and his ranged units. So this is the issue. Now you're making mangonels, which is a good choice. But let's see how you deal with this, because longbows can snipe mangonels from afar. You actually need your horsemen to be here. And now this keep is going to fall pretty fast. Yeah. And your horsemen are still here. And actually you had like 20 horsemen or 30 some horsemen here, and now you have only 11 horsemen because they are dying to static defenses. Imagine if 30 horsemen had been on this fight. You would have pretty much obliterated this army. But yeah, you're winning in economy, but your army micro is not there. That is the issue. Actually, I didn't see what you wanted me to focus on. Let's see. You said, I feel I was making good decisions initially, but then it fell off. Okay, so yeah, the reason it fell off, and you're still in a good position. You have a lot of economy, way more than he does. But the army micro is what it is the problem. You are doing the correct composition, which is horsemen and men at arms, but your horsemen are always raiding instead of being on the fights. And now you're bleeding units one by one. So this is not the way that it should go. You should re-rally everything you have onto here. And then after that you can do a big push. But right now his army is pretty much destroying yours. Okay, you're doing siege workshops. He has 76 army. Where is that army? Let's see. Okay, it is all the way up back here. Now he's switching into men at arms. He has 64 men at arms. Okay, when you see this, when you see that he has men at arms, you can produce your own men at arms, and your own men at arms will completely crush his because you have maces. and he doesn't. So you could cut off the horseman production by this point, and just produce as many men at arms as he is doing. But the problem is that you're still bleeding units. And now this horseman will do nothing against those men at arms. This game is a hell of a war, yeah. But yeah, you had it. He had it in the back. He had it in the back, but I think his army micro and army composition. Right now, his army composition is not the best. He should have way more. Should have had way more men at arms. But yeah, I guess this is where it ends. Because now you don't have the military production to keep up. Okay, another thing. Your macro is extremely good. Look at all of this macro. You're making use of your monasteries, which is amazing. Not many HRE players do that, by the way. But I think you need more military production buildings. You only have 6 barracks and the Burgrave, and you have 7 stables and 2 archery ranges. Meanwhile, let's see your opponent. How many does he have? Wow, he only has 4 men at arms. That is extremely weird. That is pretty interesting. I guess he was also producing from the keeps. But that is crazy. But yeah. And you're actually spending your resources well, but now it's just a matter of time. So yeah, let's just wait until this ends and I will give you my conclusions from this game. Okay, so a few tips from this. Let me turn on the light actually. You were doing pretty fine. You were doing pretty alright, and you were making indeed the right decisions. So, for example, going for archery ranges in the beginning was the correct call, because you can kite men at arms and kite longbows as well. So you defended yourself pretty well in the Dark Age and the Feudal Age. Burgrave was not it. Burgrave helps you initially, but if you want Reignitz, if you grabbed one relic, put it in one of the towers, on the Goldbane towers, and upgraded them way sooner than you did, because you did upgrade them, but you upgraded them when the aggression was already over. So you can just defend yourself with a few archers, and with a relic on the outpost. After that, you should have focused more on getting the relics. You did have map control, and you did have the units to grab the relics, but I think you were focused too much on killing his army and raiding. And by doing that, you only had 1 relic, and he had 4 in the end. The second thing is that in the Castle Age, you had an amazing advantage. You had an amazing advantage, both on map awareness and on macro. And but you didn't take the sacred side. So when you're going against a player, be that English or Lancaster or Abbasid or whatever, a player that wants to sit on their base, you always have to take sacred sites, because sacred sites means, if you have all 3 sacred sites, it means for the opponent that if he doesn't go out, he's dead. And if you had the sacred sites like 15 minutes in, when you already defended his initial aggression, then he doesn't have the chance to go into Imperial that easily. because he has to go out with his units to grab to contest your units, and by that time I believe you had like 20 fully upgraded men-at-arms and a few horsemen, so his army was way weaker than your army was way stronger than his. So you could have been winning by sacred sites way earlier. And finally, in the Imperial Age, you also had an advantage. You had like double the villagers that he had, but you were focused way too much on the raids, and you didn't use your horsemen to actually kill his siege and his longbows and crossbows. You had like 30 horsemen at one point, and they all died to static defenses. So yeah, you have to be very mindful of the sacred sites and your army composition and your army micro, because you had the better army at some point, but because you decided to fight into the Berkshire without your horsemen, that's when everything went to the shed. You lost pretty much all your army, and he didn't lose that much. So yeah, that's all I have for you. It seems you're not on the stream, but I hope it helps you when you watch the replay. So yeah, let's do one more. Hey Jardinho, how you're doing? So if there's anybody else that wants the review, remember to fill up the form so I can consider you into the reviews. And there's a bot writing on the Twitch, but that's fine. Okay, let's do another number. Okay, we still have only 6 responses, so let's do a number from 2 to 7, which is this right here. Okay, number 7, which is Noble. I think Noble is in chat, so that's amazing. I haven't got much playing time recently, only chilling with friends and thingies. That's fine, man. I mean, that's pretty fun too. Okay, so let's see Noble. Let's look for Noble. Oh god, there's like 1,000 Nobles. I'm assuming that this is you. French 2v2 8 20 25. Yeah, this is probably not him. The 3? Oh, this one. Okay. Perfect. Can you share your match history so I can watch the replay? This is you, right? KEKW. Yeah, no worries. Okay, let me drink some water. Let's take guesses what happened. So he's saying he played a French. He's playing as French in a 2v2. And he says, I felt outplayed, although I had more eco. the enemy what? The enemy French, even with 1 TC, was able to get more knights and do more damage. First time I had a feudal age lasting so long, I wanted to age up, but the enemy just kept coming. Okay, so it might seem that maybe there's a build order problem, because if you had more eco and the enemy French has more knights than you, maybe you are not producing villagers as yeah, it was a 2v2 and he played French versus an enemy French. Maybe you are not expending your resources as well as the enemy French, or maybe you are not building as many stables as the enemy French. So I don't know. There's many things that could be wrong on this time. So let's see what happens. I'm sharing. It might take some time to refresh. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it from his opponents. Let's try one more time. Okay, let's see if I can find his opponents. Okay, his opponent is sharing matches, so that's fine. And it was a 2v2 on Dry Arabia 18 hours ago. Probably this one. Okay, it is this match. Okay, so straight away it already looks bad because you're playing against two conquerors. One of them is Conqueror 3, and you are platinum in ranked games, and I think I saw gold on 1v1, so already just don't feel bad about this, because that's just how AoE for matchmaking works. It does things like this sometimes. So these two guys are evenly matched, but then you're playing against basically a Conqueror 3 French player, so don't worry about losing games like this. So let's take a look anyways. So just from here, let's see the matchup. So English French is extremely good. It's extremely good. I even did a video about this combo and why it is good and why it works so well. And you're with an Ottoman player. So Ottomans here, what should they do? I think Ottomans should either go for a bunch of Sipahis or a bunch of archers. I believe a bunch of Sipahis might be better for you. So let's see. And this is Dry Arabia, right? Yeah, Dry Arabia. Okay, so this is you. Okay, so straight away, first thing, whenever you start, always click on this ship right here, this one, because this one is the one closest to the ship. If you actually see your teammate, he does that, and then he moves the ship onto the other side of the thing. Same here. This is the other French, the other English, and the other French. Look at how everybody clicks the ship closest to your TC, and you're clicking the one furthest away from your TC. So that is very, very small, but it actually sums up at the very end. Something else that I can give you a tip is that whenever you are playing French, make sure, or whenever you're playing any Civ actually, make sure you constantly look back at your TC and grab one villager and start killing the ships one by one. This is what they are doing as well, and the reason for that is because whenever your villagers are going to finish this ship and then they move on to the next one, they are all going to do the slow animation of killing the ship just like that, and that actually is a lot of idle time that you lose. So you did kill the ship, so that's pretty fine. So let's see what's happening here. There's a meal. Okay, so it seems like both you and the other player are going for the same build. He's going for an outpost. I'm not sure why. The other English player, French player. Maybe because he's afraid of the Ottoman player, but he's not making any barracks or any military academy, so the Conqueror 3 player is already behind because he decides to go for an outpost on the Dark Age. That was an interesting choice. Okay. Now you go for the School of Cavalry, that is perfect. You have 3 on gold, 7 on 8 on food, that is fine. Now, this guy, this is the English player. He should be giving the ship to his French ally because he has farms, and the French can use the ship way more than he can. And the Ottoman player, I assume he doesn't give ship to you as well. But whenever you're playing team games, I'm not sure if this is your teammate or not. But even if this is a random player, just open up the chat and ask them to give you sheep, because if you're playing French, if you have 5 or 10 extra sheep, that is going to help you a lot for keeping the night production up. So that is what I would do, even if he's a random player. Okay, Council Hall, that's the standard thing. School of Cavalry is going up with 4. Going up with 4. Okay, so build orders seem to be pretty much the same. Wonder what he is doing here. I guess he's pushing the sheep, the deer, to one spot. Okay, now you're going for a second TC. Is that correct? This is okay. It seems like you're going for a second TC. This is not something I would advise. The reason I would not advise this is because you are against an English player that is going Council Hall, and it seems like you already scouted it. You already scouted Council Hall and School of Cavalry. This is one of the most aggressive team compositions in the game, probably the most aggressive one. So if you go 2TC, this is not going to do anything for you. They can just run up to your base with a bunch of knights and longbowmen, and you will be completely overrun. So take this into account when you're playing team games and you are French against another French. You need to make knights and always fight the enemy French knights. And if the enemy French knights has more, the enemy French has more knights than you, you pretty much lost the game, because he can just run into your base with 10-20 knights more than you, and it doesn't matter if you have 2 TCs garrisoned. The knights already have 4 ranged armor, and he can just overrun your base and kill all your villagers. So always when you're going for knights against another French, just keep building knights and never stop. So right now your School of Cavalry is idle, meanwhile his is always producing. So you have to be mindful of that. So see, he produced one. As soon as he has resources, he start producing the second one. Meanwhile, yours is idle because you are focused on doing for a second TC. You are doing some damage here, which is fine. But actually here there's nothing for you to harass because he doesn't need gold at this time. He went Council Hall. So that when he goes Council, when you see an English player going Council Hall, it means that they're going to stay in Feudal. So they don't need any gold. They just need wood and food. So your knights actually don't have anything to harass. If you're going to harass something, you need to be harassing the French player gold. Because if he doesn't have gold, he cannot produce knights. So let's keep looking at what happens. Now, this is the issue. Because your knights are all the way here, it seems like you're soon going to be harassing the gold. But because your knights are all the way here, instead of fighting the enemy knights, the Ottoman player has to fight knights with Sipahi, which is not a good fight for the Ottoman player. So I assume he will soon be needing your help to defend. He's defending himself well. The exposed resource, which is the deer. But here's the issue. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the Conqueror player is busy dealing with the Sipahi on the other side of the map, so you take that advantage. That is a pretty good move. I'm not sure if you did that on purpose or not, but always when you're going to harass, be mindful of where your enemy units are. And he didn't react in time because he probably had an attack alert from the Sipahis. So you were able to get two kills. But now here's the issue. Because the Ottoman player cannot kill these knights, you cannot get to your gold, right? And now you cannot produce knights. You're not producing any knights even though you have stables. And he has never stopped producing knights. He has 2 stables that are always producing knights. And meanwhile you have 2 DCs, yeah? You have more villagers than him probably. But the important resource here is gold and food. And you only have wood available to you because look at... where are they? Look at his knights. He's always looking at the deer and he's always looking at the gold. Now, for now, the English player is doing absolutely nothing, which is interesting. Imagine if all of these longbows were here, fighting with the Sipahis. Yeah, this is the issue. So this is what I was talking about before. When you're French against French, the French that has more knights wins the game. Right now he has 4 knights on your side of the map and you only have 2 defending you. So he is able to deny your gold for a pretty long time. So right now I think you actually only have 2 knights and nothing else. You're still not producing from your stables because the important resources are being denied from his knights, which is gold and food. You're going into farms extremely early because probably that's the only choice you have, right? You have knights here denying your deer and your berries, so farms are the only available choice to you. But this is already a pretty bad situation for you because he is taking all the deer in the map. He can actually go to this boar uncontested. He can take this deer. I think he already took some deer on the back of his base, and he has the berries, which he is already taking. And he has these blackberries, he has these berries. And meanwhile, you're stuck in your base because he has knights and you do not. So yeah, first thing that I advise you to do is that when you're on a French versus French game on team games, you never stop producing knights, and going to TC stops your knight production. Right now he has 10 knights on this side, one more here, and you still only have 2 knights. So this is the issue. And you said in the forum that you had what was it? You had more eco. I am willing to bet that is not true. I am willing to bet that if I put this income per minute tab, that the opponent French will have better income. So let's see, the opponent knight. So it's almost the same, but this wood income that you have more of is actually not useful because you don't need wood, you need gold and food. So he has a little bit more gold than you, and you have a little bit more food. But right now he has way too many knights, so he's able to idle your economy and the Ottoman player's economy. Now they're already going into the fight. But yeah, this is the issue. Because he has more knights than you, he's able to win this fight. Look at the English player's income. And now the Ottoman's player income is dropping because he's being attacked. And he's not able to get any resource. Look at the map. So this is the issue. You're pretty much stuck in your base and you have no map presence. So now he feels pretty desperate, so he goes for this. But this is actually a desperate move from the Ottoman player. He does a lot of damage here, but his base is about to get wrecked by 5 siege rams. Now you're starting to produce more and more knights, but these knights, they are going to raid, but this is not the correct move because your allies' base is getting fucked, right? So your knights are in the wrong place. They should be here helping the Ottoman players defend. Okay, you are doing a lot of damage here, but you are going to lose all of these knights for a few villager kills, and your Ottoman ally is about to die. He actually survived. That is pretty amazing from this guy. But yeah, you lost all of your knights to static defenses, pretty much. Now, where are all the knights from the other French player? Okay, so now it seems like it's swinging onto the other side of the map, and now your income is starting to feel pretty good, way better than the other player. So let's see how you spend those resources. You have 4 stables, but you are not producing from them. You only produce... Okay, this is the thing. You started producing from the stables as soon as you saw that you had enough resources to age up. So I am willing to bet that these stables had been idle for a very long time. You need to be very mindful of this. You never stop producing knights in Feudal Age if you're getting attacked like this. So yeah, that's the issue. So let's see. Okay, this wall is good. It prevents them from raiding you from this side, but it seems like it's going to be too late. He manages to sneak in a knight. And now they're onto your base. Ooh, okay. So it looks like you hit the ring the town bell button, which is, I mean, it is a panic button, but I do not advise it ever to use it, because now, I mean, let's take a look at this. So you're being attacked from this side, right? So this is the only side you need to garrison. But now because you hit the bell button, now every single villager, including those here on the back and those on the gold mine, are going to stop mining resources. And there's no need for that because you're only being attacked from here. What I encourage you to do instead is to use this button here, the Seek Shelter button. That's on G for me. I'm not sure if that's for you as well. But what you can do is, let's say you're being attacked from here, only from here. Then you can select everything here, and then you hit G, and only the villagers that are selected from this side are going to be garrisoned, instead of all the ones that are here. But now you have 33 farms that are not producing resources, and you have other 2 guys here that are not producing resources. Now look at your income. That income is soon going to drop, and now the opponent French has more income than you. Okay, so now this is a good fight for you guys. I mean, even after all of those mistakes, you are actually not in a bad position. You're in a bad position now because you stopped mining, so this is why your resources are so down. But I am willing to bet that this is going to go up in a few seconds. Now you have a lot of knights. That is good. You're expending your resources now, but you have a lot of wood. This wall is perfect. And now let's see what your opponent French is doing. This raid is interesting. I think you keep raiding the English opponent, I think because it is just the one that you have on the front. But you should always look to deal damage on the French player, just like this. Because the French player needs to be out on the map. Meanwhile, the English player is always really near his TC and really near his army. So raiding an English player is pretty hard, but raiding a French player is amazing. So now you did amazing damage here. And he is on 1 TC, so all of these kills are pretty good. You also have a second group of knights here defending with your Ottoman teammate, which is amazing. You're in a pretty good position here. But now your income, yeah, both of your incomes are pretty good. Okay, for some reason the Ottoman player started making archers, which is not the move. I think it is because the English player started adding in spearmen, but these archers are not doing anything. He went for a second TC. This is why he has so little military. So this is a mistake from your Ottoman teammate. He went second TC while being attacked, and this is why you both had less units on this fight and lost it. Okay, something else. When you lose a fight like this, immediately change your rally point, because now these guys are going to go one by one like this and die unnecessarily. Yeah, he did go for a 30C, so I think this is a throw from your teammate here, because he doesn't have any units and he's soon going to get wrecked by all of these guys. Okay, you re-rally them. That is amazing. That is perfect. And now you start going into archery ranges. I'm not sure this is the correct call, because even if you go archery ranges, you will need a lot of time to start building a lot of archers, You can just expend these resources into more farms or more stables. But now, because the Ottoman player doesn't have any units, I think you guys can get Dove here pretty easily. Your income is extremely good, but it seems like you don't have enough stables. These archery ranges could have been stables instead, and you could have been producing more and more knights. The reason I say, I mean, it might seem good to go into archers because he has spearmen, but these spearmen cannot raid your economy, right? Because you can garrison, and the TC fire will always kill these spearmen pretty easily. So I believe more knights is always the answer when you're playing French. You have enough resources to... It seems like you're not expending your resources correctly. So here's why you have less knights than him. It looks like you have more right now, but he's expending his resources perfectly. If you see, he was only floating 500 gold, but you are floating 500 gold and almost 3k resources, more than 3k resources on food and wood. So these wood villagers, they could be building more farms or going into this gold. So you can keep pumping more and more knights. Something else you can do is to build a market if you have this many resources and sell whatever you are floating. That way you get more gold, and if you don't have access to a gold mine, because this one, if it runs out, then the only gold mine you have near you is this one that is in front of your base and these two that are on the sides. But yeah, right now you're not expending your resources correctly. The French player also went into farms now. But yeah, now he has way too many knights because he has been producing all the time. And the Ottoman player doesn't have anything because he went 3 TC. This is nothing. A few archers and a few Sipahi is not going to do anything against this army. But yeah, the issue is that you're not expending your resources. Look at how many resources. You could go to Imperial here if you were on Castle Age. So use that wood to build more stables. Even if it is not here, even if it is back here, it doesn't matter because you will probably not reach Castle Age anyways. So just build more stables and expand your resources. Look at how the Conqueror player is not floating anything. Now he's just constantly producing. And now he has knights on the back of the base. I assume this is GG from here. But yeah, it was a mistake from both you and the Ottoman player. This is unnecessary. I'm not sure why he went 3 TC when you had such a big lead at some point. But yeah, you did well. You did well at the beginning. You were making some right decisions, and your army was defending pretty well. But you were floating way too many resources. You could have had a lot more stables. And the second TC, I mean, I'm sure you feel like it paid off because you didn't, you managed to get a lot of eco out of it. But I still think that going into 2 TCs as French against another French is just a bad decision, because if they have more knights, as you saw at the beginning, he was able to deny your gold, and he was able to deny the deer from the Ottoman player and the deer from your side too for a very, very long time. You had to go into farms really early. And because of that, they were able to almost kill the Ottoman player at some point. And probably that's why he felt like he needed to go 3 TCs, because he was probably pretty behind in villagers. But yeah, if you're against a French player, always just keep producing knights. Never stop producing knights. And the last thing that I have to say is that, I mean, you were against a Conqueror 3 player and you are a gold or platinum, so don't feel bad about this. You did extremely well. It is just that's just how AoE for matchmaking works. It sometimes just places you against really bad matchup opponents. So it was a pretty good game. You held up pretty well. You just did a couple of bad decisions, and you were not able to constantly expend your resources like the other French did. So that is why he had more knights than you at the end, because he was constantly expending his resources. That just comes out with practice, so don't worry about that. It was just a bad matchup from AoE. And yeah, so hope that helps. So let's keep going, and I think this one, the next replay, is going to be my last one, because I have to go after that. But let's see. Okay. We have 8 responses now on the forum. So let's do from 2 to 9. Didn't expect to get so much insight from this session. Yeah, you're welcome, man. This is what I enjoy doing. Hope that helped. Okay, so we have 8. So let's do a random number from 2 to 9. 8. Okay, interesting name. Not sure if you're in the chat, but let's see. Oh God. There's a problem. How do I find you? Okay, I think this is it. Right? August 17, Japanese versus Delhi. Japanese versus Delhi on August 17th. I think it is this one. Okay, the issue is, how do I find you on AoE 4? Guess your opponent. Okay, hidden match history. Not good. I'm not able to watch the replay because of the name. Okay, there we go. Okay, August 17th. I think it is this one. Sunken Lands against Delhi. Yeah. Let's load that up. And he says, should I go fast castle against Delhi or Yumi in feudal is fine. Okay, let's watch what happens. Okay, so the map is Sunken Lands. He's playing Japanese against Delhi. Okay, to answer your question, okay, this is 50 minutes, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. To answer your initial question, should I go fast castle against Delhi or Yumi in feudal is fine? Fast castle against Delhi in any situation is not good. You always have to fight. There is a very few exceptions where you can go fast castle. But if you go fast castle and they take the sacred sites and they have a lot of units, there's two things that can happen. You can either die straight up in the feudal age because he is going to have an extremely big army in the feudal age, or you're going to go get to fast castle. Then you're not going to be able to do anything because he's going to have a lot of units to defend the relics and defend the sacred sites. And even if you go fast castle, they will have probably infantry to build walls. So he could build a wall here, and then you did nothing with your castle age. So yeah, going fast castle against Delhi is probably never good. In this situation as Japanese, you can do two things. You can go into horsemen yourself against his Gazi Raiders, and you can definitely do a Yumi spam here, because the good thing about Japanese feudal age is that you're going to have a lot of farms, and as well as him, you also have a very economic bonus. So Japanese actually has a lot of food available to them in the feudal age. So if you go into this game thinking that you need to stay in feudal age and spam units as well as he is going to run out of food first, because you have farms and he doesn't. And these farms are actually gathered pretty fast when you get the first Daimyo Manor. So fighting in feudal here is definitely the correct choice. Now, going into spearmen, that is good, but you're not going to have a lot of mobility. Although in this map, I think spearmen might be better than horsemen, because there's only two sacred sites, so you can have a big army here consisting of spearmen and Yumi, and he's only going to be able to capture one instead of two. So this is actually a pretty bad map for Delhi, because there's only two sacred sites, and even if you have infantry, you only have to defend one of the sacred sites. Okay, scouting. Okay, so you scouted that he's going archery range and Gazi Raiders. So spearmen, archers is the correct composition. But now let's see what you do with this. You're going straight into his berries, which is fine. But you're getting housed a lot. That's something I've been noticing. Okay, let's see what happens here. Hey Alejandro, how are you doing? Okay, so this is a problem. Losing units for free like this against Delhi in feudal age is extremely bad. So what happened here is that your scout is not in the correct position. Let's see where your scout is. You lost your scout actually, because I am not able to find it with the key. Heard you're doing game reviews? Yeah, but this is my last one actually. So if you want to have your review, your game reviewed for next time, there's a form in the description that you can fill, that you can fill in. And what I'm doing is I'm taking all the forms and I'm choosing one randomly. And people can only get one review per stream. But this one is my last one. I have to go after this one, but I'll. This was pretty fun, a pretty fun stream. So I will definitely do more reviews in other streams. So don't worry about that. You will have people will have the chance to get their game reviews in. But yeah, for now this is my last one. So we were saying he is you lost a lot of units here because you didn't have a scout, and against Delhi it is extremely important that you always have a scout. And what happened is that you were trying to deny his resources, right? But he is not here. So when your army was here, you were actually not doing anything with your army, and you didn't see that he had a big ball of archers and gassy raiders. That's how he caught you off guard. And it isn't necessary for you to go and raid the Delhi player, because the only thing that you have to do against Delhi in a feudal age is to defend the sacred sites. So as long as you defend sacred sites, there's no need for you to go on the map and try to harass him like this. Love the channel, by the way. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been trying to put up as much content as I can. Okay, so now it seems like you're investing a lot into feudal age, which is good. This is the correct choice. This is what I would do against Delhi. But now there's a problem because you lost a lot of units. Let's see military. Yeah, look at this. So he's 9 units ahead of you, and it seems like you're getting pop capped a lot, and that is why he's producing more than you. If we see it looks like he's producing much more consistently. So that is what's happening. This is why he has so much more units. Switching to horsemen is a good call, by the way, because now he has like 1,000 archers. So horseman archer is the correct call. That is very good from you. But now he's able to have both sacred sites. Something else that you can do when you're going against Delhi is that never move your army as one unit. Always have like a second group of units, maybe just 2 horsemen or a single horseman, and always contest the other sacred sites, because right now he's having the same problem as you are having, that he's moving his army as one single unit, and there's nothing here. There's nothing to protect this sacred site. So if you send one spearman or whatever, then you're denying him a lot of passive income just from doing that small move. But right now he's ahead a lot in military. You're starting to go into samurai as well, which is not bad, but I feel not good either, because gassy raiders actually deal bonus damage against heavy, and samurais are heavy. But now I assume that this fight is not going to go well for you. It seems like you're targeting okay, you targeted the spearmen and then the archers, which was the correct micro decision, but because he just had much more units than you. So now that you don't have any frontline, he's able to kill all your Yumis. Okay, Yumi Bannerman is finally out, which is good. And now this is what I talked about before. You have farms. This is a great advantage for Japanese against any other feudal age civilization, because if you look at the map, he has to go out on the map. He has to go here. He's probably going here. And imagine if you had a couple of horsemen just raiding his food resources, because he cannot build farms yet. Farms are way too expensive for any other player, any other civilization except English. You can raid his food sources like this with a few horsemen. And if he tried to do the same to you, there's only one place he can deal damage, which is your wood line. And even if he goes here, you can just go to the back wood line here. And you still have a lot of food. You have farms, you have back deer here, and you have a few sheep left. So this is the strength of Japanese in the feudal age. But it doesn't seem like you're taking advantage of that correctly. Okay, something else that you can do, well, this is just a small optimization, but I like to do it with Japanese as well. Instead of building a farm here, build a house. And that way your villagers don't have to run all the way to your TC. Okay, now finally you decide to go out with your horsemen. This is a good play. But I feel like it is too late. And you're going samurai, which is not the best choice. Because he already has Gassy Raiders. And like I mentioned before, Gassy Raiders deal heavy damage. Bonus damage against heavy. Okay, now you got this. Now instantly go here. But instead you go back. That is the issue. You could have been raiding his base all this time, and he doesn't have any defenses. This wall does nothing because you can just go around. If he doesn't have towers, three horsemen can destroy all of these villagers. Now you're going back in. But let's see. Okay, so your horsemen are... It seems like there's a micro issue happening here for you. You're targeting the horsemen with your archers, which is not the play. You should be targeting spearmen or archers. So you're going to... Now you're getting pincered, okay. And the horsemen are actually killing the spearmen and the Gassy Raiders instead of the archers. The horsemen should be on the archers. So this is why I told you that samurai are not a good choice. Because they actually deal a pretty low amount of damage, and when they have these many archers, they can just get kited pretty easily, and Gassy Raiders still deal pretty good against samurai. Now he's in Castle Age, so now there's going to be an issue. So you actually ended up surviving this, but he's already in Castle Age, and you don't have the resources yet to get there. Also look at how much wood you're floating now. This is another issue. When you need to get to Castle Age extremely fast, and you're floating wood or food like this, just take all your wood villagers like this. Take all of them and put them on a gold vein, because you need to get there fast. He started to get all of his upgrades. He already got 2 out of 3 of 5 relics. He's still getting all of this food for free. And now he's going to have elephants soon. Whenever you... Okay, he's going tonight. But anyways, whenever you go into Castle Age against Delhi, you need to stop building archers, because if they go elephants, the archers are going to do absolutely nothing. You have to have spearmen, crossbows, and horsemen. Horsemen will deal with the archers, and the spearmen and crossbows will deal with the elephants. So the army composition that you are constructing here in Castle Age, in Feudal Age it is fine to have Yumi, but in Castle Age Yumi are not going to be enough. He didn't go into elephants. He went into knights and men at arms instead. But even against this composition, if you went crossbows crossbow straight away, this would have been an easy fight for you. But now you're running 39 Yumis against 17 Men at Arms and 3 Knights. That is not going to be a good fight for you. Yeah, the Yumis are not doing anything. You can kite for sure, but this is taking a lot of APM from you. And now the knights arrive and you have to run. Imagine if you had crossbows instead of Yumis. Now he's able to idle your Goldfang. And he's still getting this for free. He also got your deer with the professional scouts, which is bad. Probably going into a castle soon, and you still haven't denied this sacred site. So I think the issue here is that you're still producing Yumi archers and knights. I mean, this is the bread and butter of the Japanese, right? Just mounted samurai and archers. This works amazing against all civilizations, but not against Delhi, because Delhi has elephants. But it does seem like he hasn't started building elephants yet. Not sure why. But right now it seems like you're doing pretty well. Let's see what happens here, because you have a pretty good lead right now. Okay, so what happens is that one single elephant is going to be able to clear all of this. Yeah, this is what I meant before. All of these archers are going to do absolutely nothing against this elephant. Ooh, that was very close. Yeah. 45 archers against one elephant. Look at how much it takes. You're defending from the raids pretty well. Well, at least the ones that were here. Okay, this is a mistake because you're bleeding archers into the TC. Now you had like 50 archers before, and now you're down to 20. And you didn't kill a single villager in that engagement, so that was a pretty bad mistake. Instead of going straight into the TC, just use a few knights to go around his base and take a look at where his resources are. Because you probably didn't have a vision of his farms, right? You probably don't know yet that his farms are here. But you're just headbutting into the same location over and over again, instead of sending a few knights or scouts to see where his actual resources are. And imagine if you ran 3 knights here, then all of his food eco would be paralyzed at that point. Now this keep, he is guarding his gold veins, but again, look at all of these exposed resources. And you know he was not here, because you already went that way with your knights. So the only other position where he must be is here. But now you're going into... Where are you going into? Into Imperial. So you're going up with the gunsmith. But here is the thing. Imperial Delhi will completely destroy Imperial Japanese. The reason for that is that if you go Imperial, he will also have the chance to go Imperial. I don't know if he has the resources for that yet. Or maybe he's already going to Imperial somewhere. Not sure. But if you go Imperial, you're giving him space to go into Imperial too. And once you're both in Imperial Age, he will have the Tower Elephants that are actually... they are actually... not marked as heavy cavalry. They are actually light cavalry, the Tower Elephants. So in that case, you are going to have absolutely no units that counter those elephants as Japanese. And he still has the sacred site. This gold is extremely exposed, and he knows you're there, so it's going to be an issue. So you went into Imperial, but now you don't have gold access. So your Imperial is actually not going to do anything. You're still producing Yumi, but look at how many shots the elephant took from your Yumi. And now he's Imperial too, so now you're going to be in trouble because of the tower elephants. He's bleeding a lot of units too, the Delhi player. But now the issue is this keep. And the following issue is going to be the elephants. You don't have units to deal with the elephants yet. Still no crossbows. Yeah, look at how many shots it takes from 1,000 Yumi archers, elite Yumi archers, to kill one elephant, and he wasn't even able to kill it. Imp to GG, yeah. Now, something else is, you have map control right now, or at least middle control. You should be taking these sacred sites from him. This is free gold that he's getting. And that is extremely important in this map, because there are not enough golds. Now there's 3 elephants. You have nothing to kill these elephants yet. Still no crossbows. Okay, this is a good move, but you should build. You have stone for a keep. You should build a keep here. And here's the issue. I mean, why are you attacking? Like, you're headbutting right into this gold because you know here's where the gold is. This is good, but you need to be looking for damage somewhere else. Look at all of this. It's just standing there waiting to be raided. And you don't even have to break this wall. You can run 5 knights here. And let's say you leave 2 knights here and 3 knights go to these farms. I guess you never scouted that his farms were here. But that's what I mean, like, you knew his farms were not this side, so the only other place where they can be is here. So make use of your mounted samurai. Okay, now you're not going to be able to kill this anytime soon, because this tower, this is what I was talking about. This thing is not armored for some reason. This is armored, so against these warrior elephants, if you have crossbows, you can kill them pretty easily. But this thing, it doesn't die to anything. To anything the Japanese have. So by this point, I think the only thing you can do is go into hand cannoneers. Which you have a few hand cannoneers here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, I think that's GG from here. You don't have units that will deal with the elephants. Let's actually lower the volume a little bit, because I can't hear myself. So yeah, he could have. I mean, the Delhi player could have won the game right there. I'm not sure why he didn't just dive your base. Because you don't have units to deal with this. Now he's moved on to your base. At this point, it is too late. I don't think there's anything you can do here as Japanese. So yeah, in conclusion, I think you missed your timing. Your idea in Dark Age was good, but you had a few engagements that were bad. And because you had a few bad engagements, you lost both sacred sites. So in Feudal Age, the idea of having Spearmen, Horsemen, and Yumi was good, and staying in Feudal was good, but you didn't use your Horsemen effectively to raid his resources, to take the sacred sites from him, and you got caught in the middle of the map a couple of times, so that's why you lost the Feudal Age. Then after that, you gave him way too much space. You had a lot of opportunity to raid with your mounted samurai on his farms, but you never looked at where his economy was. Instead, you were headbutting into his main TC a lot of times. And then the final mistake was that you were building Yumi in Castle Age, and you need crossbows. You need crossbows against Delhi in Castle Age, because if you don't have crossbows, you will not be able to kill the war elephants. And then if the game gets to Imperial, then that's your CG, because you won't have any single unit that can deal with the tower elephants. So yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so he was not on the stream, but I hope that he finds that useful after in the replay. But I think that's everything for today. Let's see if we can raid somebody before closing the stream. Have six people. So let's raid. Hey, no problem. Let's raid Rob. He raided me before, so why not? Alright guys, thank you for coming, and hope you have a good rest of the day. See you later.